right, hey guys, this is Josh with Porter Valley Ranch, and we are here today at Sugar Feather Farms. I'm not here in person, but we are here in spirit. They are in Vermont, and we are in Oklahoma. But we are partnering together with some other channels, with Ridge Life and with Paragon Ridge and with Lazy Pond Farm, to give away 3 Ayam Cemani chicks. So the first question is, Nicole, what is an Ayam Cemani chick?
Oh, so an Ayam Cemani is a breed of chicken. They're technically from Indonesia, right? But they're really here in the United States. They're an all-black fibromelanistic chicken. And what that means is they're black, they have black organs, they have black skin, their feathers are black. There's a rooster in the background. And but their blood is not black. Some people think that. And they actually lay a cream-colored to pinkish egg. So that would be what an Ayam Cemani is about.
All right, so just go ahead and tell us a little bit about your story, how you got into farming and how you got onto this chicken journey.
Sure. So we are originally from sunny Southern California, so let you know, and we came here in about 2018 and wanted to just have like a homestead and fun and retire, So basically I had chickens as a hobby, and then we decided to expand with more animals, and here we are today. And we love fowl. We wanted to share our love for fowl with everybody, so we decided to just expand, and we wanted to be a resource for consumers, like with unique, rare, and heritage breeds, basically.
So what caused you to move from California to Vermont?
There's so many reasons, but we really love it here. We were by the beach, had a pool, and lots of excitement, but we're looking for some slower pace, being with nature. We love animals, and just having a better life, and especially for our kids.
How did you get into raising the Ayam Cemani chickens?
So back, when we first came, and then I started our adventure with all these types of breeds, someone I was buying chickens from had a pair of Ayam Cemanis. I didn't know anything about them, and I was like, what are those? And I noticed they're all black, and I was just super interested. So my daughter and I got a pair, not the best quality, but that's okay. And we brought them home, and we were new chicken keepers, so I let them out of the cage that I was carrying them in, and the rooster flew into the forest. We have a lot of acreage and a lot of forest, and so I lost him. Actually, I was crying. I'm like, I lost my rooster, and for 3 days I couldn't find him because he's all black, right? So all of a sudden he comes out of the forest 3 days later, and there he is. And so that's kind of a funny story, but I just loved their personalities. The Paragon are very intelligent, so they used to come and sit on our laps. I mean, they knew what they wanted, and just overall, like, kind of friendly and fun breed to have, and obviously they're beautiful, and it's fascinating. I mean,
Awesome.
there's like over, I don't even know, 600 chicken breeds out there. I mean, there's a ton of them. It's finding what works for you, in your situation, and your family, and that's what it's all about.
So how many different breeds do you guys have?
So we raise a multitude of fowl. So I'll start with that. So we do chickens, ducks, geese, turkeys, quails, and guinea. Am I missing anything? Okay. So within the chicken world, we maybe have 15 different breeds. So it's hard to pick ones that I like, because I like everything. But they have to kind of go through a rigorous process here to stay. They have to be able to handle, our conditions, have good genetics, strong background, heritage. There's a couple things that we go through. um, in order for them to stay. And sometimes it's going to take years, and then we'll figure it out, you know?
Yeah. So how do you talked about genetics. I think that's something that a lot of people don't really understand. We just either order them off of eBay or, you know, go to a chicken auction or things like that. So how do you decide where to get your genetics from, or how to make sure that you're getting good genetics?
So I think it just depends on what you're trying to do. So if you're trying to breed, that's different versus having, you know, pets or chickens around. So really, if you're going to have chickens around, you know, and not breed, I would get them definitely from a reputable source. So what's a reputable source? So for an Ayam Cemani, it would be any breeder on the Ayam Cemani Breeders Association. I would always go with somebody on there, because at least you know they're breeding to the proposed standard of perfection, because there is no standard of perfection yet for the Cemanis, right? So at least you know they're breeding towards that, and you know, that's one of my goals, is to breed towards that. If you're looking for pets, genetics might, I mean, it's important, but really how they're raised and taken care of is important, in my opinion. Good nutrition. And you know, if they're vaccination, I know it's a touchy topic, but we vaccinate all of ours for Marek's disease, and we find this breed tends to get Marek's, so I'm very happy that we do that and protect them. And also, you know, there's hatching eggs, chicks, you know, adults. So just really finding out where they got their birds from, the background of them, how long have they been doing this for, will help you determine, you know, that. And you can always ask me too, you know, what to look for.
Yeah. So we recently had one of our Polish toll bunts that we think had Marek's disease. So that kind of, for the first time, put it on our radar. And so we're just now looking into it. So do you vaccinate yours in the egg, or do you vaccinate it after birth?
So only hatcheries can do that, like the big time hatcheries. So I do it after they're born.
Okay.
So, and just chickens. So none of the other birds get the Marek, you know, that vaccination.
Right.
So, I mean, people can choose to not get it if they want, but I think so many people are getting chickens now, and I think it's just a good protection to have, you know. And I'm non-GMO here, so all my birds are non-GMO, so it could be part of anybody's program. I think it could be part of an organic program too, but I'm not entirely sure.
It's scary when you see it, and then you realize that it could spread. You certainly don't want all those animals to suffer and to infect, you know, your entire flock. So it's definitely something we're looking into in the future.
Yeah, and it's difficult. It's a little difficult and challenging, and you have to do it right. You have to have the right temperature. So my opinion, just I would get it from people who've done it, who know what they're doing and know how to give it to the birds. You know.
Right.
So.
Good. That's good advice.
Right, and that's why you know, you just need to ask and do a little bit of research. But what's hard is doing research. There's good information and misleading information, and everyone has an opinion. So, you know, finding out what's true or right or wrong, it's hard. You just trial by error on some things, talking to experts or people who are knowledgeable, you know, like myself. I'm not an expert by any means, but I do consult, you know, with people who are. So I have top nutritionists I work with in the poultry industry, you know, that are really, really good. And I also work with someone called Peter Brown. He's the chicken doctor, and he's pretty famous in the chicken world. And he has he's a poultry scientist. He has over 50 years experience. So I have consultations for him on the website. So people, if they have an issue with their birds and they don't know what to do, they can reach out to him, and he's a very good resource. So
good. Do you guys show your chickens?
I don't have, so because we're breeding, you know, because we are breeders, I have to take extra special precautions on something called Biosecurity. So you might hear that. It sounds like a big and scary word, but really it's making sure things are clean and sanitary for the birds, and that means I can't have anybody, really on my premises where my birds are. So I have signage everywhere and saying you can't go past here, do that, but people come here and check things out. But the risk is if I bring them to a show and they get something, basically as a breeder, if I bring a bird to the show that can no longer be a breeder, I have to just have them as pets. So I can't take that chance. So I don't. So those are the, we have special measures we practice for the biosecurity. So people from other farms come, or other places, they bring germs, right? So, your farm has different microorganisms, bacterias there, but my chickens are not used to that. So, you could potentially give them something, right? Even the humans. So.
Right. So whenever, when you hear the term show quality,
Yes.
what does that mean to you? I mean, does that mean somebody who shows them, or someone like yourself who takes all those precautions and does a good job breeding them?
So that's a good question. So there's breeder quality, show quality, which to me can be the same. I think it depends, because if it's breeder quality, it should be show quality as well, but a lot of the colors are not for shows. They're not, right? So you have to make sure you select the colors, that are part of the standard if you're showing for the standard. So I think that is what it would be about. But if it's a breeder quality bird, it should be show quality. So, I thought we'd talk about the breed a little and some fun facts. So this is an Ayam Cemani. I call them fully feathered or grow out. Some people call them a pullet. So this is one of my ladies, and she's a little nervous. So what fascinates people is that these birds are all black, right? So they have black skin, black feathers, black organs. Their blood is not black. Some people do think that. And, their legs are black. Everything about them is black, which is really pretty fascinating. There's some fun facts too, that if you Google on the internet, I believe people have paid $5,000 for a pair, which to me is pretty crazy. $2,500 per bird. I wish that was true. It's not, as you know. But another myth about them is that they lay black eggs. They do not. They lay a cream color to like a pinkish tan egg. So medium size. And they lay roughly 60 to 100 or maybe 120 eggs a year. And they really take breaks whenever they want. So there's no way to predict. And I've noticed they tend to take a break for like 30 days, right in the middle of hatching season maybe. And then they'll start up again. So
that's pretty
have such
low.
Wonderful personalities. It is. Yeah. I mean, they're more of like, this would be more of a bird, eye candy bird, having fun. Hey, I have this cool bird on my farm or at my homestead. But if you have enough birds, you're going to get enough eggs. That's really not a big deal to have higher production. You can have a higher production bird, right? But look at how docile she is. This is pretty neat. So we work hard on that here too, of raising, that's another genetic component, and also how you raise them on their personalities. So we don't breed aggressive, birds. But as they get older, they're, I would say, we're higher up on the hierarchy, in that coop hierarchy. So they like to be spoiled, and the girls are like princesses, I'm telling you. And like I said, they're pretty intelligent and they know what they want. So, the boys are pretty friendly too. So, but yeah.
So do you think that the like the number of eggs they lay, obviously that's less than some of the more common breeds of chickens. Do you think that contributes to the price? I mean, they're also more expensive than, you know, a normal, you know, average egg layer chicken. So does that factor into the price?
I don't know about factoring in the price. I think any breed that's rare, endangered, heritage, unique, they would be more, you know, more money generally, right?
Yeah.
So it could be. I mean, a lot of people give up breeding these. They're not easy to do. It's actually very difficult to do it right. So it takes a lot of patience and dedication and hard work, you know, to breed chickens correctly, if you would say. So, you know, this is just one of the breeds I have here. I have many rare, endangered, unique breeds of all kinds of fowl, turkeys, you know, all kinds. So.
That is very impressive that she's just sitting there.
Yes, she hasn't pooped yet though, thank goodness. But this is all because, I mean, good genetics, I think, and we are very like holistic, I would say here, as in we treat our birds with love, respect, and care, and individually as much as I possibly can with the amount of birds we have, right? So, and they have good diet. You know, I think it's all in housing, and they're warm and they feel safe. I think that's what it's about.
So one of our goals on our ranch is to find rare breeds. With sheep, we have heritage breed, and then we also have a new breed. But with the chickens, we're into the rare breed, and then with our goats, we have ibex. They're rare breeds. So we're obviously drawn to that. What's your reasoning for having those type of birds?
Yeah, so we, you know, we specialize in rare, unique, and heritage breeds, and some of them are critically endangered, and they're there for a reason. So either, you know, what I love is they're birds from our past, and they remind us of our heritage, and you know, and getting back to our roots. And I love that. I feel like all of us are trying to get there now, especially with COVID, and, you know, being more self-sustainable and raising our own food. And the breeds from the past are really the ones that should be part of our future. And, you know, the ones that are rare, endangered, or extinct are there for a reason. So maybe they weren't industrialized, you know, but also some of them are difficult to breed or raise, right? I'm sure your goats are difficult. Did you say goats or sheep? Sorry.
Both.
We have both, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, I mean, some of those have genetic abnormalities, right? So you have to work through those, or a limited gene pool to work from, right? So some of us breeders have to come together to work on that breed. So an example, like what I love Rhode Island Whites. I mean, I think they're most amazing breed from the past. They're like your great grandma's bird, right? Mm-hmm. And they're not like Rhode Island Whites at all. They're a completely different bird, and they can, believe it or not, they can be, they're called a dual purpose. So a lot of the birds I have actually are dual purpose. So that means for meat or eggs. And I have like a mentorship program where I help out homesteaders, farms, small scale, you know, producers. For example, this would be a bird they could select and try to grow for meat and use for eggs. So I just think, you know, getting back to the history of birds is pretty neat. And I know that's the same for you, but, you know, we're pretty passionate about it, you know, so.
Yeah, so we have Nubian ibex, which are a mountain goat breed from the Middle East. And they are extremely hard to raise because they're just not very hardy in our environments. In the mountains, they never touch the same place twice, so they're very susceptible to parasites and all those things. So yeah. What we're trying to do is we're trying to cross them with Spanish goats and breed them up to a high percentage where they still retain some of that, you know, domestic goat hardiness. And so
Yeah.
far it's been a really cool experiment for us, because we went through years where we would just lose so many, because the minute they pick up any kind of parasite, it's, you know, it's over. So
Right.
so yeah, we totally understand. We get it.
Yeah, and I mean they are more fragile and take some work. And I personally think each breed needs something a little bit different. They might need a little more protein, a little bit more, a certain vitamin or mineral in their diet. You know.
Right, so what are some of your revenue streams on your farm?
So, you know, we're, I would say, of course, our birds. So basically what we offer people all over the U.S. is hatching eggs, babies, and then fully feathered. So we call fully feathered ages like 5 weeks to 9 weeks, feathered out, generally feathered out and coop ready, or whatever structure you have. For most of our birds, not all, because every species is unique. So we offer those, and we ship, or people can come here to the farm and pick up, and people come from all over. They'll drive a day to come up here. And we also offer, you know, honey, quail eggs for eating. We're in a farmer's market, local farmer's market, you know, so we sell our eggs. We have rainbow egg colors. I have lots of different colored eggs. So we have Morans that lay the chocolate eggs, all the way up to a quail egg, which is a beautiful speckled egg. And there's like blue, and there's 2 different types of quail eggs we have. And then we also have our feeds that I was telling you about. So we offer custom feeds for our different age groups. So so you just don't want to buy a bag of feed and say, oh, I just feed that to all my ages. So, you know, babies need a certain kind, growing, you know, the growing birds need a certain kind, and then the adults. And then if it's waterfowl, you know, they need something different too. So, so we have those. The other thing is we have an educational program we're going to be launching in summer, I hope, where we do the mentorships, and we're going to have classes. Then the mentorships where we help homesteaders, or, you know, producers, small farms, backyardists, whoever, you know, raising birds. You know, and then I also have the consultations where people can talk to the fowl guru, I call myself, but I'm not an expert. And I help them get their setup ready. So really from, you know, it's all about finding the right things and asking the right questions, and I can help people along the way, especially new chicken owners who've never done this before. You know, they need, so people really like that service that I offer. We also offer consultations with the chicken doctor I was telling you about before. His name's Peter Brown, and that's really a wonderful resource. And then, you know, I have advice on nutrition for birds because I deal with nutritionists, so I can also reach out with that. So those are kind of our revenue streams. We don't really have like a lot of revenue. We're trying, you know, it's hard, right? This isn't an easy thing to do. It's a lot of work and dedication, and we're doing it, you know, ourselves, you know, so we're just trying to do the best we can.
Yeah,
and hopefully we get more revenue.
Right. That's one of the reasons that Rachel and I started our YouTube channel, is because everybody made it look so easy, and they made it look so glamorous, and we were like, no, this is tough, and we want to show people that some days you go out there and you do all the right things, and you make all the right choices for what you think are the right choices, and then an animal dies, you know, or you work really hard and build a new fence, and then a tree falls on it and they all escape anyways. So we're trying to show the real side of homesteading and farming.
Correct. I completely agree. And when I was, you know, California and Vermont are completely 2 different things. So I had this vision of farming, homesteading, and on my bucket list, you know, was, oh, I'm going to have chickens. And then all of a sudden now here we are, right? And I had no idea it was so much work. no idea. And it's a rude awakening, but it's also okay. I mean, I'm showing my kids a different way of living, and a different side of things. And it's a wonderful experience all at the same time, and connecting with nature and with animals.
So as far as your homesteading, like how self-sufficient are you guys?
So, I mean, we need heat, and we could be off grid if we really wanted to. We have a well. We do have gardens and trees, fruit trees. We want to incorporate that into everything. We do have woods, a lot of woods. So we could be self-sufficient. I'd say, I mean, I talk about this all the time. Chickens, if you just have chickens, let's say an apocalypse happens, right? Water and chickens, you could survive, because chickens, the egg, to me, an egg is the perfect food. I mean, a baby is created from that egg. And I could go into all the vitamins and minerals that are in eggs, and then you have your chickens. So, I mean, really, fire outside, water, chickens, you're set.
Yeah.
Right.
Sounds like a good experiment.
It'd be a good experiment. Yes. I don't know. Maybe on one of those shows, right?
Yeah.
So
for this giveaway, we are doing all the videos, and on each channel, there's going to be a video where you have a chance to go into the final drawing, and the grand prize winner is going to win 3 Ayam Cemani chicks from Sugar Feather Farm. So tell us about the process. Once someone wins, what can they expect? How soon after that would it be before those chicks hatch and then get shipped to them, and what will they need to do?
Sure. So basically, we'll create, an order for you, and then we'll go through the process of that. And what happens is we contact you via email, letting you know your chicks are ready to be shipped. We'll send you the tracking number and tracking information. So all birds are shipped USPS. So USPS is the only one who ships live animals. So that is who we use. We do Priority Express mail, which is 2-day guaranteed. And we also extra insure the birds for in case of anything. So people just need to be aware when they're shipped to let your local post office know, because the birds will not be coming to your home. They'll be coming to the post office. It's actually better for everybody, because you want to pick them up as soon as you can from the post office. So just let your local post office know you're having birds come, and to please call you right away when they come in. And we'll pick up your new little guys and bring them home. On our website, we have instructions on chick care from the beginning, and I would definitely take a look at that. And then I think I'm offering a consultation to somebody. So you'll get to speak to me, and I will help you out with anything you need, on the start of that.
So it's also
and when the chicks are due. You asked me when we're doing that. So so I think we're announcing our winners, right, like on the 27th. So
yes.
I would say within 2 weeks of that. And we want to make sure when we're shipping that the temperatures are not too cold here. So we'll kind of base it on that. We ship here Mondays and Tuesdays, so ideally on Tuesdays, because we don't want to ship them towards the end of the week, because we want them to get there in enough time. So ideally that would be the perfect situation. And then you can always contact me. We have Facebook and Instagram. I'm pretty active on both of those, and then through the website.
Yeah. So when you guys ship the chicks, how old are they?
So depending on when I hatch them, I usually like to give them a good start, and I usually ship them maybe 1 week, 2 weeks old. It could even be a little under a week. It just depends on the timing. So since I'm not a hatchery, you know, I'm a small scale, you know, so it just kind of depends on how many hatch and the situation. And I will let you know, of course, on their age. But it'll be between newborn to 4 weeks is a chick. But it won't be 4 weeks, but it'll be under that.
Okay. Good. So we also don't know who's going to win. It could be anyone watching this video, and it's possible that the person getting these chicks has never had chickens before. So what advice would you give to a first-time chicken owner if they win and get these chicks?
Do some research. Have your preparation of a coop, but you don't have to have a coop yet because chicks take at least 9 weeks to go outside, right? So you're going to want to have them in something called a brooder, which is really a setup of it could be a box or any kind of setup with some heat, with a heat source, and water and feed, basically, all the basic essentials to start, and grit. I talk about grit a lot. But and then you want to have somewhere safe for them to be, where they could feel safe, comfortable, away from predator protection, and be able to roam. Whether you're going to free range them or not is a personal decision, I think, depending on your situation and your constraints. So that would be my advice on that. And it's really all about like trial and error. Just give it a try it. You just got to jump in, give it a shot.
So if someone wants to participate in this giveaway and they do not win these chicks, but we've sparked their interest, hopefully, in the Ayam Cemanis or one of the other, rare heritage breeds of chicks, what could they do? Could they purchase chicks from you guys?
Oh, yeah. So you could purchase hatching eggs, chicks. If you don't want to do all the work, or, you want them sexed, you could purchase fully feathered that I talked about. So we have on our website's pretty robust, I think. So you could go on there and I have spring, summer, and fall. You can order for those seasons. And just depending on, really, it all depends on how many orders are in place, and, where you are along in that, and when you'll get them, and also how long it takes for me to raise them. So, yeah. Am I missing anything? I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting point. We're used to Amazon, where we order something and we get it 2 days later. So in the animal world, especially with, these rare breeds of chickens, like if someone ordered them today, usually about how long would it be before you could fill that order for them?
Right. So, I have that listed on the website too, but so I say generally 5 to 7 weeks, because I need time to hatch. I don't just have birds sitting around. So I have to have, 30 days or 21 days, just depending, to hatch. I just say a month to hatch, and then if I have to grow them out, it depends on that. And then it also depends on how many orders are ahead, because I'm not, a huge facility, right? Like a hatchery. So it just supply and demand. And then I also have breeds that are in super, super high demand. So those will you just have to wait and be patient, but it's worth the wait. I mean, when I bought I have to wait a year sometimes to get something I want. So as long as you can be patient and get it, in that time frame, then it's usually worth the wait, to get a good product or something you really want.
Yeah, and that's something that we've learned is, good things are worth waiting for, and it's always better to start out the right way than to look back on it and, spend a lot of time on something that isn't going to be beneficial long term. So start things the right way is probably our best advice over our last year of farming and homesteading. So that's good.
Right. And sometimes we don't know what's right until we do the wrong, right? So, I mean, for example, in my Ayam Cemanis, I didn't have, it's taken me some time to get where I'm at so far in my program. So in the beginning, you know, I didn't have it what I wanted, right? I didn't know. So it took some trial and error, research, scientific genetic research. I feel like I'm a scientist, I'm a vet, and all kinds of things, right, here at the farm. So wear many hats. So, you know, and I was talking, not to change the subject or go off, but like I feel like I am a vet half the time. I'm constantly having to, you know, help the birds with something or fix something.
Yep.
You know, and there's not a lot of people who know about chickens. So or vets that know about chickens. So, you know, we really have to take some matters in our own hands.
Yeah, for sure. That's we understand that too with, you know, with our goats, with our ibex. We've trial and error, and we ask a lot of people who have done it longer than us, because if we took our animals to a local vet, the treatment they would probably give them is not compatible with our animals. They don't have the same sort of digestive systems and rumens and all of those things. So
right, that is a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think of it for goats and for sheep. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.